You cannot communicate something that you have not gone through. So if you're trying to communicate a message that you know nothing about, people will see that and they're like, don't know if this is really her.
Welcome to Elevate Your Life. This podcast is for high-achieving women ready to step into their purpose and lead with faith and confidence. Hosted by yours truly, J.E. Harrison, this show brings you powerful conversations with industry leaders, faith-driven entrepreneurs, and personal growth experts designed to help you level up in life, business, and leadership. If you're ready to amplify your influence, align with your calling, and create lasting impact, you're in the right place. So let's get it. Let's go. I'm excited to introduce Coach Tiffany Newsome, a faith-infused business coach on a mission to empower women entrepreneurs with a deep expertise in clarifying messaging, elevating marketing strategies, and unlocking confident leadership. She helps women overcome fear and position themselves as experts in their industry. Welcome to the show, Tiffany Newsome. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
Listen, I am overly excited for you to be here.
Thank you so much.
This is something we've been trying to coordinate for the last several months now.
Absolutely.
And life has just been lifing. So I'm super glad that we finally got an opportunity to sit down in studio.
Yes.
So how have things been? How is life going?
Oh my goodness. Life is life, and as the young people say, and I say young people because I realize I'm not as young as I used to be.
Oh my goodness.
But life has been good. Life has been intentional, and life has been purposeful. And so that's what I'm excited about, that I am sitting back in a season where I'm truly allowing God to lead and guide my footsteps, and it's totally different. So life is good.
No, I love it. It is so interesting how God orchestrates things over time.
Yes.
So, of course, you and I are not strangers to one another.
Yes.
We've been knowing each other, gosh, maybe well over a decade, maybe a little longer now. Girl. So, right. So for our listening audience, you and I became connected because our churches were a part of the same organization.
Yes.
And so I believe the church that you were a part of at the time was in the DMV area, correct?
Yes.
Yes. And so my church was in Lynchburg. And so just because of the fellowship and over the years and over time. And then when I relocated to the Raleigh-Durham area, I think you and your husband were one of the first two people to reach out to me and say, oh my God, welcome. So glad you're here. We got to hang out and do all the things. So I'm super excited just to see how God typically just brings things full circle.
He does. He does.
Yeah. So how has life been going in regards to your coaching business? Let's take it and say we are sitting at a coffee shop and people don't know who Coach Tiffany Newsome is, who she serves, what she does. How would you break it down to them?
So Coach Tiffany has evolved over the years, and I'm super excited about who she is today. So my whole focus today is really about helping women build, right? Building their ministry, their businesses, whatever God has called them to do. I'm excited about helping women to build. And a lot of times people just don't have a framework to build, right? So when you go to build a house, right? If you've never built a house before, you don't know the first thing is about picking out the land, you know, like what does it mean? Like none of that. Like, so I'm called to help women build because God has called me to build in so many areas. And so I had to settle in that for a while because sometimes you feel like, man, well, I haven't built what other people have built, or I haven't done what other people have done. But then God allowed you to sit back and really see, like, listen, I brought you from a mighty long way. Look what you have actually done by my grace. And then God really allowed me to settle in that. I'm helping women to build. So that's what Tiffany is about. If you're looking to build something that God has called you to do and find a structure for it, I like to call myself the authentic architect, because I'm going to help you build what God has called you to build, not what I want you to build.
Man, look, that was one of the things that I was so excited about when I was just, perusing your website, stalking your social medias, is what we do. And so that was one of the things that made me so excited because our markets and our goals, they really intersect. And so I think in the long span of things, we probably service a lot of the same women that are aiming to do the same thing. So as both of us being in ministry, right? Being pulpiteers, being licensed, I'm noticing a trend of a lot of us actually branching out into coaching and servicing women in that regard. So what was that nudge or that pull for you that said, okay, God is calling me and anointing me to be a coach. And what would you define the difference between being a coach and being a minister?
Ooh, that's really good. I think as a Christian coach, there are a lot of the same, right? Because my at the end of the day, my purpose is one thing. My purpose is to bring people to Christ. And so in the pulpit, that's what I'm doing. I'm preaching, I'm teaching, I'm bringing you to Christ. In my coaching, I'm helping you to fulfill your purpose of Christ, which is whatever God has called you to do, which is to bring people to Christ as well. I believe we all have one purpose. Right. And we execute it differently. You may do yours through a podcast. I may do mine through a conference or a retreat. Somebody else may do theirs through the marketplace ministry. But at the end of the day, we got to be fruitful and to multiply, right? And then to bring people and to make disciples. And we do that different ways. So one of my goals is really to help you do that as a coach. Figure out, okay, my purpose is this, but God, how do I execute that in what you've called me to do in my gifts and in my talents? And that's what we build up.
See, I love that because I feel like so many times, especially for us church girls, and I use air quotes for that because I know church girl can mean a lot of different things.
Okay.
But as a church girl, you know, we typically have all of these gifts that God has given us, all of these assignments, all of these passions that God has put on the inside of us. And unfortunately, I think we find ourselves being confined to the walls of the church and not even knowing how to take our gifts, our expertise, and be able to impact on a greater level. So as it relates to your coaching and clients you've had the opportunity to work with, what is one of the biggest misconceptions or lies that you think they tell themselves?
That they need more, that they need to do more.
Wow.
Versus just resting in what they already have and what God has already given them. A lot of times I see women just want to do more. I need to do, I need to get another degree, another certification. I need to do more. And sometimes I listen to them and I say, well, what are you already doing? Who are you already impact? What have you already done? And allow them to rest in that I've already accomplished so much. I just need to take this now, what I've already done, package it a little bit differently. And then allow people to see what I've already done, because a lot of people are not even where you are. They try to get to where you are. And if you can just take what you've done and show people how to get there and build that up, you're going to bless a lot of people.
That is so, I mean, I think there are so many different levels to even that, because we do have the mindset of, okay, well, I tried this. I maybe put forth 20% effort and I tried it for 6 months and it didn't take off and it didn't work. So maybe I need to do something else. I need to get this certification. I need to do this, do that. And you are so right. Sometimes I think it's just taking a step back and really doing a skills and expertise analysis.
That's right.
What do you already have? Because all of us, whether we realize it or not, already have skills that we are utilizing that people will pay us for.
That's right. And if you're already a professional, you are doing something every single day that people are paying you for. And if you're making 70, 80, 90 plus a year, people are already paying you for your expertise. Now you just have to sit back and acknowledge that, which is sometimes hard for us to do. To take the time and say, you know what, I'm really good at that. Or I really have accomplished something, and really pat yourself on the back, because unfortunately so many times people are tearing us down versus lifting us up. And so for you to just take that time and just to acknowledge what you do well and to say, I can do a little bit more with that, what I already have done, sometimes it can be challenging.
And I think it's challenging because people have to branch outside of their comfort zone, right? And I think that's the scariest part, because it's easy for me to go into this job and to make, this 6 figures. No, I'm going to get this check every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
But when you have to 100% fully bet on yourself, bet on your expertise, bet on who God has called you to be and the gifts that he's giving you, then we kind of are a little bit more apprehensive because I have nobody to blame.
That's right.
If I step out here and it doesn't work out the way I want it to work. So
and what does that look like? Because we have already said how it's supposed to work. And we don't even know what that means today. We have this idea of what it's supposed to be in 6 months, 1 year. And God may be taking you through a process where it may take you 3 to 4 years to get to how you want it to work. You know what I mean? And so we do stop along the process. We've all done it. We stopped along the process and we have not worked it to the end to see the true manifestation of what God is trying to birth truly through us.
No, that's great, because I was kind of like going back and looking at some of the things that even I've created, right? Things that I failed to put out because nobody's going to want this. Nobody's going to. And so God has been challenging me, instead of creating something new, I want you to focus on what I've already given you. How do you package? How do you market this differently? How do you portray this in such a way that's really going to resonate with your audience. So God just kind of has me in a place of just nailing down and perfecting what I already have given you. And so that takes maybe hiring a Coach Tiffany or getting a business strategist or hiring, a financial advisor or somebody that can help me take things to the next level. Because when we're talking about entrepreneurship, it's not always easy.
No, it's not. No,
and I think we see the snapshots on social media.
Yes.
It's like, she's traveling here. She's doing this. She's living like this. I want to be able to do that. But you don't understand, her showing up like this has been 10, 15, 20 years worth of nailing down and focusing on her expertise.
Yes, that's it. And that's the thing that people forget, that you have to continue showing up and doing the thing you're supposed to do and really executing well. And it takes time, and I think you have mentioned something about you already have things and programs and products or whatever. But the thing about what people realize is you just got to get it out to more people. You feel like because it hasn't boomed the way you want it to boom, that maybe I should try a different angle. But the reality of it is enough people just haven't seen your greatness. They haven't seen your product and your service. And I had to realize that you just might have to do a little bit more marketing. You might have to be in the right rooms. You got to pray, God, what is the right strategy? Getting the right coach, getting around new people, finding new people, getting in uncomfortable situations, having uncomfortable conversations. Because more people, once they hear what you have and know your product, like, oh my God, this is great. But your little two friends sometimes. It's just not enough. It's not enough in the numbers of faith. It's just not enough. You just need more people to be exposed of what it is that God has already given you.
So what do you think hinders us beyond the marketing, right? Because, this day and age with social media, having marketing experts, there are tons. There's a myriad of ways to be able to market what you do. So I think it's a little deeper than just not knowing how to market. So what do you think is that barrier that prevents women from allowing their vision? I think I said it last week on my podcast, but allowing your vision to live outside of you.
It's fear. I feel like it's fear for a lot of women because you're going to have to you're going to have to expose some things. You're going to have to be authentic. People have to see the good and the bad. People are afraid that maybe it's not good enough. Did I make a mistake? Is it accurate? Is it correct? Is it something better? Absolutely. It is going to be always something, quote unquote, better, that may appear to be better. But what you have is for someone. And so if you can just break over that fear, is that what I have right now, there is a huge market for this people. Somebody want my product or service, it may be 10,000 people. 10,000 people buying your product will change your life.
Absolutely.
It may not be 1 million people, but 10,000, for some people, a good 2,000 people buying your product could change the trajectory of your business. But a lot of times we're afraid to just put it out there because somebody's going to see something that may not be right. Or may not be as good as you name the person or the coach or the pastor, the mentor, whoever you want to call it, where there's a more polished, their social media is a little bit better than mine. But somebody really want your authentic voice. Your authentic product.
Absolutely.
Because they connect with you. And I remember last year at my retreat we had someone who wasn't really churchy. And Nicole Bonds was there. And she asked her, she said, why did you come to this? She was like, well, you had came to this event if it was super churchy? And she was like, absolutely not. But she had a great time, a great breakthrough. But because the way it was marketed, it appealed to her.
No, I love that. And just as you were talking, I was thinking about this analogy where we're always aiming for perfection. But you think about, the device that pretty much everybody has in their pocket, right? It constantly needs updates. The apps need updates. The system itself needs updating. So the goal was never perfection.
That's right.
So anything that you build, right? Even if you built something 5 or 6 years ago, there's still going to come this period of refining. You've got to go back. You got to look at it like, okay, so times have changed. People's needs are a little different. How do I market this, but still get the same outcome? And so understanding there's going to be a period of updates and updates are okay. Updates mean you've taken notes. People have given you feedback and there are different ways to improve your product. So instead of looking at it as a failure or it's not good enough or I don't have what it takes or it's not as good as somebody else. Listen, there have been people that I have purchased from simply because they were real. Mm-hmm. They were accessible. Yep. I connected with their story.
Yes.
They may not have had the best marketed program, but I connected with them. And I think we underestimate the value of genuine connection. And you can only truly connect with people when you are authentically you, because there are people that will gravitate to Tiffany's voice, and there are people that will gravitate to J.E.'s voice.
Absolutely.
So if you're failing to be authentic, how will people know that you're the person they're supposed to be connected to?
That's absolutely right. And it was something, I had the opportunity to work with the COVID program. So I was up in 2020 when the world was going crazy. So I have had opportunity to manage some of their programs for one particular company. And this company was struggling. And my husband asked me one day, he was like, well, what's the best vaccine? And I looked at him, I said, the one that makes it to the market first.
Oh, wow.
I say it's the one that makes it to the market first, because all the other vaccines, no matter how good they are, if they are struggling, if you can't get approval, whatever the issues may be on the back end, they would never get to the market. And no one would ever get to use this amazing vaccine that we think is better than what's out there. So the one that's the best is the one that makes it to the market. And so if you're struggling about, should I put something out there? Should I put my journal, my coaching package, my services, my makeup, my jewelry, whatever it is God has called you to build, your product or your service, should I put it out there? You'll look around and somebody else will be selling tons of stuff that's not even, to you, in your opinion, as good as yours.
You'll be mad.
You'll be mad. You'll be mad. You'll be so mad. But it's the one that brings it to the market. So if God has given you something to put out in the marketplace, whether it's your ministry, whatever God's called you to do, if you don't put it out there, no one's going to buy it.
So I know a lot of the things that you do as far as coaching, you also help people clarify their message and to be able to market. So let's say one of our listeners has this idea and she just doesn't know, like, how do I clarify this message and how do I market it? What would be like your very first piece of advice to that woman to get started? So your message has to be something that you've already experienced.
Right. A lot of times we try to make a message to something we have not experienced. If you're getting started in your business and you're building your brand, you cannot build something, you cannot communicate something that you have not gone through. So if you're trying to communicate a message that you know nothing about, people will see that and they're like, I don't know if this is really her or she can really help me, because she has no story behind it. She has no revelation behind it. It's just, I want to do something because somebody else is doing. So if you want to get clear about your message, make sure that you have a testimony and experience behind this, and you have lived out your message, because people know whether or not your message is authentic. And so once you know, like, hey, okay, this is what I've done, this is what I experienced, then we can help you figure out who is really in your market. What do you want to say? How you can help them? Because you can't help everybody. I know you want to, but your product can't help everybody, but it will help someone. You got to figure out who that is. But that's going to be based on your own experience. I can't help someone. I don't have children yet. So I can't teach anyone how to be the most amazing mother based off my mother's experience. And she was an amazing mother. I've learned a lot from her. I probably could give you a pointer or two, but you probably have a hard time understanding learning from me and gaining insight from me, because I haven't had a child. I don't know what it is to stay up at night. I haven't had to go to the school. I haven't had to pray over them when things were crazy. All the issues that mothers go through. And I may say some things and it sounds really good, and it could possibly work. But the person who as a mother who's looking for someone to help them raise their child or develop them differently, or a parent differently, they're going to go to that one who have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids and understand what they're going through. So we have to be authentic. We have to have a story. You have to have lived experiences starting out, so people know, oh yeah, she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah, I love it. Hey ladies, do you enjoy the Elevate Your Life podcast? This platform was designed specifically for high-achieving women. So if you are a high-achieving woman and you're ready to take your life, your business, your ministry to the next level, then join the Elevate Her 1-year coaching program with yours truly, J.E. Harrison. It is life-changing, and you get the opportunity to connect with like-minded, faith-driven women to take everything that God is giving you to the next level. So look for the link in the show notes and come on over to Elevate Her and let's go higher. Welcome back to the Elevate Your Life podcast. I am sitting here with Coach Tiffany Newsome, and this conversation has been absolutely amazing.
Thank you so much. It has been for me as well.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this conversation. So, Coach Tiffany, I do want to talk a little bit about this framework you have around be, build, become.
Yes.
So can you talk a little bit about the methodology around that and how women are able to come and seek you for services and end up building and becoming?
So God has given us something to build, right? And if He's giving you something to build, we want you to be your authentic you, build it around a framework that we will talk about in a second, and to truly become and settle in that, right? And and this is what I would talk to women all about, is just settling in you and what God has called you to do. If you can just settle in that, life will be so much easier, right? You can build it and settle in this, and then you can really define your success. So we talk about the Activate framework. It is a 9-step framework to really help you to understand who your audience is, to clarify your messaging, and get you to actually start getting customers, getting leads, getting sales. So the whole framework around this in the business aspect is really to understand your market, clarify your message. As new entrepreneurs, get clear on one thing and do one thing well, create a marketing package around this authentic you and the one thing that you can really help people break through on, and then start building your clientele so that you can launch successfully and start making money. At the end of the day, as we do all the motivation and the inspiration, we want to get you into making revenue into your business.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, that's great. Two things that you said that I do want to circle back to.
Yes.
The first question is, when you talk about settling into you.
Yes.
How did you get to the place where you settled into Coach Tiffany Newsome?
It took a minute. Honestly, it took several transformations. And then as life began to life, and I began to go through different stages of life, right? Being single and trying to navigate that space, losing my father, losing my brother a few years afterwards, getting married, transitioning to another city, another state. I began to settle in who God has called me to be, because for so many times we try to be things for other people. And once you realize, like, God, what do you want me to do? I settled in that. I settled in the fact that I was different. I settled in the fact that my voice was different. My approach was different. I come from a family of ministers, and they are Holy Ghost filled ministers, and they're running for Jesus. But if I posted, my sister actually posted some pictures of my sister. She's an amazing preacher. And I settled in the fact that, you know what, Kanita got a little voice that I don't have. And both of my sisters are amazing singers. One is a strong alto, one is a strong soprano. And I'm somewhere, trying to find my note.
Girl, who you tell struggling, okay? That's me.
But I settled in the fact that that's them. But I know what I'm good at. I know what God has called me to do. And my teaching may be different. My preaching may be different. But I'm a pretty good teacher, right? And I settled in the fact that this is who I am. This is the approach God has given me. And I may never have the hoop like you. I may never have this voice like of my sisters, but the voice God has given me, I've been able to settle in that. And in me settling in that, God has opened so many doors in the marketplace, right? In my ministry, in my business, He has opened so many doors because I've been to be okay with who I am. So I take the same approach everywhere I go. When I'm in the marketplace, I have, this is Tiffany, this is how she shows up. She's not going to be the angry woman. She's not going to come in here stern, but she's going to help you get to point A to point B. Absolutely. And people see my approach. And so you just got to settle in it, but it takes time. It takes time to say, no, I'm not going to be like her. I'm not going to be like this one, but what I am is good enough. It's good enough. The person I am is good enough. The voice that I have is good enough, right? The ministry that I have is good enough because God gave it to me. I didn't make this up on my own. Right? I was running away from doing the churchy thing. I went to school, I got in science, and, I'm like, I'm going to be different. I'm going to tread my own path. But then God calls you back, and then He calls you back in your own lane, your own space, and your own voice. And I celebrate everybody. If you don't know me, honey, I don't care who you are. If you're doing something for Jesus, I am so excited, especially women in the gospel. I am happy for you, but you would never see me try to be J.E. You would never see my sisters or my mom or anybody else who may have a major platform. I want to be Tiffany Newsome, and I want to do well at that. So it's all, I'm still learning. I still grow into me. I still have to check myself from time to time. Like, wait a minute, is that me? Am I like, wait a minute? No, this is your path. This is your way. come back to that, Tiffany. Don't try to go another direction. Come back to what God has settled you to do. Wow. And so, but it's a work in progress. You got to keep working at it because it's easy to get swayed by what you see on TV, social media, or anything else. Yeah. But no, I'm different, and I'm okay with that. If my retreat never gets to 1,000 women, the women who come in there and they get lives transformed and renewed, there are so many videos and pictures that we never post. Wow. Last year at our retreat, I had to tell the photographer and the videographer, turn off your camera, turn off your video. This is not for social media. I want these women to come in and get their breakthrough, right? And to be restored and renewed in a safe space. Yeah.
No, I love that all of that really just ministered and resonated for me. So, like, to the listening audience, if you're watching, like, just put your hands on your chest and say, "What I have is enough."
It's enough.
You don't have to create something different. No, you don't have to transform yourself to be like somebody else. No. What I have, what I currently have. It's
enough.
It's enough.
It's enough.
Wow.
It's enough.
That's powerful.
It's enough.
That's powerful. So the second thing that I wanted to ask you, you also mentioned about taking that one thing.
Yes.
Marketing it, clarifying your message, all that good thing. Help people like me, and I'm sure like people that you've coached and I've coached that are just so gifted, have so many things that they are amazing at in the realm of transferable skills, their expertise in the marketplace or even in ministry. Yeah. How do you help your clients be able to nail down what's that one thing? Because I think a lot of our clients and high achieving women struggle with that, right? Because we want to do so much and we want to do it all and we want to make it all happen. Yeah. But understanding you have to have a foundation, and then maybe from that foundation you can branch out. Yeah. But what's going to be that foundation? What's going to be that one thing?
And Jay, I think you're a little bit advanced than most people. Come to me at the beginning, so I don't want you to put yourself in that category.
Well, I appreciate it.
But what I want to say is because you start out with people come to me for mentoring business coaching. Yeah, it is about one thing that we don't talk about a lot. Right now, we're inspirational, we're motivational, and we can help you in our sister circle. But when you say I have an idea that I want to make money with, that's what we switch gears a little bit. Okay, because inspiration is good if you have a large audience and that you can get them to transfer that to money. But if you are getting started, you really have to show people what you can do for them. Yeah. What's the transformation you can truly give to them? And they have to see that, and it has to be of value to them. So as if you are just starting out and you are so inspirational, you're so motivational that they can get a actual something like a true exchange for their money, they're not going to buy it. They might listen to your inspirational messages and podcasts, but they're not going to buy the product that you're selling. Right. So you have to figure out what it is I can truly change. Why the reason why they're coming to me, like my customers, they come to me for a reason. I need to be able to switch that gear in them, switch their mindset so that they can see an actual return on their investment. Right. And most people forget that piece about business. You got to find a return on your investment. Absolutely. I launched hundreds of products in the biotech space. And at the end of the day, no matter the packaging, no matter what it is, we're trying to figure out when that customer gets that product, will they get a return on their investment? Will it work? Will it do exactly what it says it's going to do? So if I tell you that this product is going to make your lashes grow longer, right? Then you better believe in 1 month, 2 months, I need to see some lashes growing. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Yeah. If I tell you that I have an amazing, whatever it is you have, it needs to do that. And most people forget that. They think just because it's nice that people are going to buy it. Yeah. Well, it's a lot of nice things on the market. We help you clarify that message. Right. Even if it's makeup, even if it's jewelry, what is so authentic about your earrings that you're selling? Yeah. Is it custom made? Is it one of a kind? Right. Is it certain material? Right? Let people know that they're getting something of value for them that they can't get at Claire's or the other stores. Yeah. No offense to Claire's. You have great stuff.
That's amazing. I think you hit the nail right on the head because I think both of us, like being in the faith space and coaching and all of that, we do see a lot of coaches that are selling inspiration. I realize people will share your posts. They'll, send it to somebody else. They'll do all the things. But how does that translate into return on investing? And you can incorporate all of the inspiration, all of the scripture into your program, your coaching. But at the end of the day, people need to see if I've invested, $1,200, $1,500 to coach with you. I need to know at the end of this, what am I coming out with? Yeah. And I think also being able to realize that the clients have some responsibility on that too. On the return of investment.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yep. But if you only give them scriptures, because I had one lady, and I won't share it, all the details. She was amazing. She had gone through a very intricate process in her life dealing with relationships. And what I was trying to get her to say is you cannot preach to people in your coaching program. They can go to church and get that.
Child, every week,
you
every
know what I
Sunday,
mean?
YouTube.
So you have to really walk them through your process of what you did in this journey to get where you are. What was the steps you took that's maybe different what they're going to hear on Sunday morning. Otherwise, they'd only see you as an inspirational, potentially preacher, even though she was technically wasn't titled preacher, but just an inspirational, person who's giving us great scriptures and great quotes and ideas. But what did you do? Like, what exactly steps did you take? And that's how you make the money.
Yeah.
Because now they see, oh, it's not just me praying that God bless my relationship. It's about me doing something. What did you do?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I want to pivot and talk about this amazing retreat that you have coming up. And so I was looking at the dates and I was like, dang it, that is the same week of homecoming for the university that I work for. So I'm kind of tied down right there with that one. But 2026.
Yes.
We're going to mark these dates off. So talk to us about your retreat coming up. Who are you targeting? Who do you have coming? How can people register? All of those things.
Yes. So Renew Her Retreat this is our 4th year doing this. God has blessed us, and I say blessed us, to be able to pour into women for 4 years. So Renew Her 2024 is October the 16th through the 18th in Concord, North Carolina, which is right outside of Charlotte, right? So if you're in Charlotte, you're hop, skipping away. And so it's phenomenal. So Renew Her, again, is for the women builder. Any women who are building their business, their ministry, their career, their family, is for women to come together and simply breathe, pause, and to get poured into. And so most of our women are in professionals. They have gone, they're like mid-career or more. And so they come in and they just need a break. They need a break from life. And we have some amazing coaches that are going to talk about branding. Our theme this year is the unstoppable build her. And this has been a year where women and even Black women have felt like we have barriers where we have been stopping and pausing. And so we're going to reshape our mindset in this. And God gave me this theme last year before all the things that are happening in 2025 are happening. So God already knew that women would be attacked in general in 2025. And so how do you keep going when you feel like there's so many stumbling blocks in front of you? So we have some amazing coaches, and the theme is it's her time. It's her time, the unstoppable builder. They're going to talk about branding. They're going to talk about coaching. They're going to talk about evolving into your best self. They're going to talk about momentum. How do you gain your momentum in this season? So all the women who have been feeling like, man, I just need a push. I need a support of women who understand where I'm at. This is for you. And so our first day, we start with worship. We have worship where we come in and we just let it all out. I
think is your sister going to be the worship?
My sister is going to be the worship leader. They love her. I love her. Amazing. She's coming back to sing, and she brings a phenomenal group. I mean, last year, people were like, what in the world? Like, because that was her first time bringing her band with her.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so it was a night of worship. And it was just amazing. And I had my other sister, I threw her the mic, and let her sing a little bit as well. It was like, oh my God, we didn't know, because Kanita's, she's kind of quiet. She's a preacher. She's kind of quiet. She's not on social media at all. So it was like, oh my God, Kanita's singing. But it was amazing. We come back that Fridays all day. We start with coaching, different sessions. We have breakout sessions. So don't think you're going to just sit here and just listen to people. No, we break up in groups. We have activities. The ladies get to meet each other. They get to connect with each other. We want you to come out with a friend or two, a sister or two. We don't want you to come out just by yourself. We tell women, if this is your first time, you haven't what's going with you. We have plenty of women who came by themselves and left with their sisterhood of friends. So we want you to have that experience. And then that Saturday evening, we let it all down. We have girls' night. We come dressed down. We wear pajamas, whatever outfit I have them in, and we have fun. The DJ is playing. God forbid, we might do a line dance or two. Don't send us to hell yet, y'all. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. So we may not have posted everything on social media because the saints of God, Lord have mercy. But it's retreat. It's not a conference. It's not Bible study. We are really going to have a good time and to give women a chance to pause and just be themselves and have a good time. And God always gives me something to do with the women in our sister circle. And those are powerful events. And like I said, most of the time we would turn off the cameras, we would turn off the photography, and just let women have an opportunity to release in our sister circle. And it is amazing. Then we wake up Saturday morning and we work out. This year we have a new trainer that's coming to work out with us. She's actually a part of my mentoring circle called the Tribe of Shira, and God has been blessing and growing her business, and so she's going to be training with us. And we have a chef coming this year. This is something new. She's going to give us some tips on how to master our appetite, right, and be a little healthier in the build, because we got to be healthy, right, to build. So we all are work in progress. But it's going to be amazing. And then we have a meal, and we just leave just after connecting again. It's just so powerful, and I know it's going to be powerful this year because the warfare. I won't get into all of that, but the warfare this year. So I know it's going to be amazing. I'm excited. I'm excited about the women coming, the women registering. I'm just excited.
Yeah, now I can tell that you are excited. I'm just like bummed that my schedule is not going to allow me to attend.
God's
but
willing,
I'm definitely, I'm marking 2026 down because, we live in a conference culture. It's like everywhere you turn around, it's like everybody has a conference. But I love the retreat and giving those women an opportunity to really learn and connect with other women and actually have strategies that they can implement upon the exit, right?
Yeah. Last year was so amazing. We actually had just a shout out to some of the women who came last year. We had our coaches who we brought put them into little cohorts and let them train and mentor. And we had, Apostle Walker, who was there. Of course, she's a pastor and an entrepreneur, and she coached the women on ministry. Lord have mercy, these little cohorts. I came by the little group and I said, people are in tears. I said, well, what is going on over here? She had the women of God just in tears. We're supposed to be giving you strategies, and y'all having a deliverance service over here. And we had an executive from Microsoft, a good friend of mine I met, and she's one of the top 10% of the company, and Microsoft is huge. And she was coaching the women in career. How do you get that for the amount of registration that we charge, right? And women had so many breakthroughs. We had two women who got elevated in their career. Two went to senior director, one went to VP, just by taking those nuggets. We had a therapist there, and that was the largest group, helping people with their mindset. And so we're going to do something slightly different this year. We had an entrepreneur here who she has $1 million portfolio in real estate, and she was coaching the entrepreneurs, the women who, and so how do you do that? And
how do you do that?
And first of all, to God be the glory for him connecting me with different people, different people that are not necessarily my church, right? Who not necessarily my field, but God connects us in different ways. And I'm grateful for everyone who says yes. So this year, our coaches are amazing as well. And we got a little something up our sleeve this year, what we're going to do differently, but it's going to be amazing for the women who come. Yeah.
So how can people register? When does registration close? Where can they find the information so they can go ahead and secure their spot?
Yeah, so you can go to my website, TiffanyNewsome.com. There'll be a link there that you can click to register. You'll see it all on social media if you've followed our pages, Renew Her Retreat. But you can also go to renewherretreat.com as well. So either one, that we have two separate websites just to keep it separate. But it's going to be amazing. The registration for what we call the Builder VIP package, that ends on October the 3rd. And on October the 10th is when the general registration ends. We've already completely closed out on a spa package because this hotel has a spa as well. So those who want to come, and that there may be some opportunities, but we've closed out our package. You may have time to schedule a spa in between, but the Embassy Suites in Concord has a phenomenal spa. I've used it, and it's going to be amazing. So we really want you to get a rest, a break. Yeah.
So all of our listening audience, make sure if you have the availability, make sure that you go ahead. I highly recommend, just based off of my knowledge of this woman of God and her amazing husband, my brother. So I'm super excited.
He says hi, by the way.
That's my buddy right there. All right, so Tiffany, we are going to pivot to a segment that I like to call 60 Seconds to Elevate. 60 Seconds to Elevate. Okay, so I am going to ask you a series of 5 rapid fire questions. And so you have to spit off the first thing that comes to mind. Okay, you ready?
I think so.
Are you ready? You ready? All right, let's go. All right, what's one habit that has changed your life?
Prayer, daily prayer.
Favorite scripture to stand on when things feel heavy?
Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things that I'm working on will be added unto me. Yes.
What's the most elevated decision you have made in your career?
In my career, to go all in on one thing.
I love that. If elevation in your life had a theme song right now, what would it be?
He Can Handle It.
I love it. All right. So the last question is, if you had to send your younger self a 15-second voice memo, what would you say?
Girl, it's okay. Just be you.
Girl, it's okay. Just be you.
It's okay.
I love it. I love it. Well, Coach Tiffany Newsome, this conversation has been absolutely amazing, inspiring, uplifting, knowledgeable, all the things.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, ma'am. I'm so excited that you came to sit down with me for the Elevate Your Life podcast.
Would have missed it.
Yeah, and I'm super excited for everything that God is doing and will continue to do in your life. All right. So I know that you all enjoyed this episode. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, keep elevating. And that's a wrap on this episode of Elevate Your Life. If you loved today's conversation, be sure to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. It helps more high-achieving women like you find the show. Follow us on social media at Elevate with JE and elevatewithje.com for more faith-driven insights and leadership strategies. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, keep elevating.